So there is something that I'm going to talk about, and it is basically the experience of having been discarded or leaving a narcissist, um, and really talking about the effects of that, not having them in your life anymore. Now, obviously, this goes without saying that you know that they're not good to have in your life anyway. They probably lied to you many, many times. They deceived you. They cheated on you. They manipulated you. We can pull every freaking word that you can imagine. That's what they did to you. And so, obviously, it's good that you're no longer with them, right? Like, we get that. But not being with them and the withdrawals from them is the best way I could describe it, because I don't really know what it is. It's almost like a spiritual withdrawal from them, but it's like you are displaced from your experience of humanity or being within the world completely. And what I mean by that is that you don't perceive life as normal anymore when you're going through that. It's like you're almost in a sort of like a half dead state, like a zombie state. Like you are just going about your daily tasks like almost, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's like you're just barely making it happen, because you have this like profusely bleeding heart that is just excuse my language, but just fucking dripping everywhere. And you are trying to keep a mask of normalcy to the rest of this world, but you are so devastated. You are so just barely coping with existence that it has and does take every ounce of willpower to stay within this reality. And I mean that in the fact that sometimes you don't want to stay here because the pain is too great. And the thought that, what's the point? I don't know if it can get any better. The loss is so great that your will to almost want to keep going is very, very limited, even though you know they were not good to you. It is, and I believe, an extremely, very strong spiritual thing. So for me, the narcissistic relationship that I was in was almost very supernatural. There was something that was extremely supernatural about our relationship that I've never experienced before. I mean, outside of me not knowing that he was a narcissist at first, there was things that were occurring that were outside of him as well. Like, he couldn't have created that. Like, there was supernatural things happening, and I will explain that on another video, like what those things were. I'm not sure if it was just specific to him and I, or if a lot of empathic, narcissistic relationships have that same component. But that same supernatural feeling is still here after the fact, where it feels like this extremely strong soul tie, almost like an agreed upon soul tie that you had prior to even coming on to this planet. You guys were going to experience this together. That is almost, it feels like impossible to break. And why, there's so much for me to say about this. I could probably talk for an hour or more, but there is definitely an existential component to this whole stage of recovery and healing that is unlike anything that I have ever experienced before. And it's definitely making me question reality and life and all that type of stuff. But there's also this sort of anger that I have. And it's like you start realizing that where is the anger going to be directed to? It's definitely an existential question again, because my thought is where is God? If there is a God, because why would God allow this human to give her heart so fully and so purely to another human being, who is basically manipulating and deceiving the whole time, future faking, everything. And then after this person is discarded, unexpectedly, they are now in the dark night of the soul after already experiencing this horrible experience with this other human that was a lie. Now they're in like the second phase of this huge undertaking, and which you have no knowledge of when it's going to end. And it's insane. And yet that person that you were with, who conned you, who got all your energy and your love and your authenticity during the time you were with them, is now, excuse my language, but fucking their way through the city, not even thinking about you, living life, and you're sitting there in complete and utter anguish, and you think, where the fuck is God? And it has been a lot of questions I have. And it's not whether I believe in God or I don't believe in God. Really, it comes down to whether you believe in God or you don't. It's deeper than that. It's, do you believe in yourself? Because whether you believe in God or you don't, if you believe in God, God's going to be like, I need you to believe in yourself as well. And if you don't believe in God, you've got to believe in yourself, because that's all you've got. And at the end of the day, you have to pull yourself up and just get through it. And you maybe don't know what the hell is going on and why you're in this circumstance or why you're in this situation, but you don't have a fucking choice, because you're not going to be a bitch and fucking just let yourself go and not continue life, because you're here for a purpose and you are. You're going to get up and you're going to keep going, even with your heart gushing and broken, even with the lack of trust and faith that you will ever find someone, or they will find you, that you can actually lay your heart with softly and gently, and that you are safe. You don't have any of that, not any of that trust. All you can do is just love yourself as best as you can, and just get going another day and another day, and just trust that it's hopefully going to get better. And at least past the first month or two, that you're eating again and that your sleep is a little bit better. At least you know that there is some positivity. But I just want you to know those people that are going through that dark night of the soul right now, whether it's a day out, a week out, a month out, 5 months out, 10 months out, 2 years out, like, I get where you are at. You are in a twilight zone existence. Things are not as they seem. Life's patina is not there. The joy, I don't even know if patina is the right word. The feeling that the joy of life isn't really there as much. And I just want you to know, like, I get it, and I'm there. And, I never thought that I would be coaching on this, because I am a coach, and I'm a life coach, I'm a health coach, and I never thought that this is what I'd be coaching on. But I never thought that I'd be in a situation that has devastated me so ridiculously that, like, I'm an intelligent woman. Like, I make shit happen. I'm clever. I can figure things out. And this is one area of my life where I'm just kind of like, I have no idea how to get through this other than day by day. And it's not like I can ever accept him back, because he's basically a complete evil motherfucker. And so I know that I have to just go day by day. And it's like some initiation. It feels like a fucking initiation into, like, I don't know. I don't even know what this is all about. It is insane. I do not know. But I've been lucky because I have had I've had people around me that have guided me and kept me going, and that is, like, what I'm here for you for. Like, if you need someone to talk to, someone to vent, someone to cry with, like, I'm your girl. Like, I get it. Anyway, I'll shoot another video, because I don't want this one to be too long, on the supernatural aspect of this, because I'm an energy healer, and there's definitely something going on that I cannot explain. And perhaps other of you have experienced that same aspect. And like I said, just this whole healing process and this whole experience is extremely supernatural, because it makes no sense. And you can sit there and go, oh, well, it's, your psychologist or therapist will say this is because of this. Okay, I get all that. Like, the trauma bond and cognitive dissonance and all that type of stuff. But there is something supernatural, spiritual that is going on. So if that's not your jive in life to hear about that, then my videos will not be for you. But if it is, I'm definitely going to delve into that. Anyway, I hope that those who are watching this are doing okay. And, like, my thoughts are of you. And if you need to talk, my information's below. And just hang tight. Love you.